Testosterone, Masteron, Tren, Winstraw, and GH for me.
Do I want to add in Tren or do I want to add in T3?
I'm not a high dose T3 guy. Back in the day, we used to be. That was kind of a message board thing. 25 microgram, then jump to maybe 40, 37.5, whatever. 50. I kind of cap it at 50. If you got to go above 50, I'll tell you what, any future clients, if I push you up over 50, we need to get things going. Things are not going well.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blood, Sweat, and Gear with coaches Skip, Hill, Andrew, Barry, myself, Scott McNally, and all of our programming is brought to you by you, the people of Patreon. Thank you guys very much for your support. We are brought to you by TrueNutrition.com. Use our code THINK over there to get some additional savings on high-quality, third-party tested supplements, all your basic bodybuilding stuff, protein, creatine, intra-workout, stuff like that. And, of course, supplementsource.ca for our Canadians. They have great deals that change week to week on short-dated and label change products. Also, I think that's it. That's it. And it's brought to you guys by us. 3 people that have basically given their lives to learning how to do coaching at the professional level for years. So I have a fun kind of gear related topic for you guys I wanted to ask. All right. If how do we word this? If you could only use 5 compounds for a contest prep, what would they be? Limited to 5, which sounds like a lot out the gate.
It does,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can only use 10 compounds, but we want to hear what your list is.
Let me start off with a quick story because, and I know I've said this before, but I used to personal train, right? And I had a woman who I was training who was, interested kind of in what we do, Gen Pop person, and we're training. She knew I was like 2 or maybe 10 days out from a contest. And she's like, Andrew, so you take gear, right? And she used a different word, but I don't want to flag the logarithm. So I was
we can say it, I'm sure. She probably said roid.
Yeah, basically she did. Yeah.
And we can say steroid.
And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. So what, like once a week, do you take a shot? And I'm like, Lori, hon, I'm on 14 different compounds today alone. Okay. And I started rattling off all these names and her mind is like, but you look so healthy. I'm like, I'm pretty healthy. Like I would match my blood work against yours right now. And I don't think it's that much worse, because she was very overweight. And I tried to explain like how, and I kind of alluded to this to the last episode about how the cardiovascular, the clean eating, like it kind of offsets in some way, shape or form, some of the damage we're doing to our organs with the PED load. So that's my quick story.
Well, it's funny because in 2020, I tore my glute. I told you guys that story and I had to list all the compounds when I went into the ER that night in horrible pain from the spasming. And I'm like, how much ink is in your pen? And she just kind of, but they had the lady from the pharmacy come in and I started rattling off a few things and she stopped me. She said, is this a month? I'm like, no. That one's 3 times a week. That one's 5 times a week. That one's, that type of thing. And it was just funny because it was sometimes we lose track really of what we're doing until we are in a situation like that where we have to, for whatever reason, rattle it off. So I did have blood work done, Scott.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just didn't look at the numbers. I told him I didn't want to hear about it because I was 5 weeks before a show. So I said, I don't want to be lectured. I don't want to know what the numbers are. I'll deal with that the day after the show. Anyway.
So UC Suma has his list for us. He says, number 1, test, then mast, then ADEX, then Clen, then Winstrol.
Okay.
I think you could get pretty peeled with that combo. Obviously, it's all about the diet and everything.
Well,
anyway,
he did. There's that.
Yeah?
Yeah. That condition, let's be fair. We
had DHB in there too. So there's that. But yeah, I think that's we had a couple other things. He was using SLU. But could we have done that with just these things? We could get pretty damn close to it.
Well, let's pretend you're 20 years old. You just graduated college or something. You have tons of debt. You don't have a career yet. You don't have the money coming in. So by necessity, you're limited to 5 compounds. Does that make sense? Because I think we've all been in that boat at some point with our bodybuilding careers where it's like, well, rent money, or I could buy some GH. I better pay the rent,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, do I feed the kids this week? Yeah. Good food, or can they eat ramen noodles for 2 weeks? I'm kidding, obviously.
Skip. Cancel Skip. We got to cancel this guy. Yeah. Can we cancel this guy?
Kids.
All right, I'll go first. Mine's not too different from UC Suma, but 5 compounds only. And we're including AIs, ancillaries, all that other stuff. 5 PEDs. All right.
Yep.
Testosterone, Masteron, Tren, Winstrol, and GH for me. And yes, I left that on AI because I would just plan on pulling my testosterone at some point to create the dry, low estrogen look.
Okay. All right.
Well, I won't say it's kind of nice. We don't have the same list. Close.
Good. That's good.
But this is assuming that we're running the entire prep versus, we start with this compound, we change to a different compound, because then that would be 6. So
yeah, you can't swap out.
Right.
Yeah.
These are my top 5 for the first 8 weeks. And
Right. Exactly.
Can I also just caveat and say I'm not talking about running Tren and Winstrol from 20 weeks out or 16 weeks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I would start with
layer
test mass.
everything in like we've talked about
okay.
100 times. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All right. I am Tess. It's got to be that test base. Masteron. I said Masteron. Come on. I don't think I'm going to run testosterone without Masteron.
Is Anavar going to be in here, Andrew? You want to put bets on it?
I'm going with DHB over Tren so that I can have it in there the whole time.
All right.
And because I do love DHB. However, I do love Tren more, but I'd rather have it in there the whole time. And then, of course, Winstrol and Anavar. Now, GH, it was tough to leave GH out. Arguably, GH over Anavar, yeah, I may do that. But you know what? Winstrol, Anavar. I will leave out things like Clen. I can diet without Clen and the Retas. I feel the same way about the AI. Plus, if you look at these compounds, what is aromatizing?
Yep.
Testosterone?
Yeah.
Not a high aromatizer anyway. So to taper that out towards the end, no problem.
Yeah.
Those are my 5. I'd rather run 7, but whatever.
Okay, I'm going to go with, and I haven't thought about this ahead of time. I've just been listening to you guys. Test, Mast, Winstrol's going to be in there. We can run the Test and Mast E for an extended time. Test first. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put Clen in there. I find Clen to be really beneficial. And then do I want to add in Tren or do I want to add in T3? I do like a low dose of T3. In fact, I found T3 to be, for me, and I'm talking just like 25, maybe pushing it up as you get later into the prep. T3 for me, like my body had just freaking responded to it very well. Like I'd always done really good with it. And I'm talking even like 25 micrograms. So that's a tough one, man. I feel like cosmetically, I'm going to look harder with Tren, right? But T3, I do think that I can get leaner, kind of keep that metabolism humming. You guys didn't, T3 wasn't in the plans for either of you guys, right?
No, but your discussion brings up something for me. I have done one prep that I can think of in the last 20 years without T3, and it was the last one, and I won't do it. I won't do it again.
Okay, so that's on your list then.
It's
an essential.
It is. I'll do more than 5 compounds. So adding it in.
So there is that.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. If I had to choose, I might leave out the T3. I would still stay with my list, but I don't want to do a prep again without T3.
Here's my thought. I think I'm with you. I like Tren in the prep. I like the strength that you get from it, right? I think that there's definitely something to like just the magic of it in that last, say, 6 weeks. I might only use it for that last 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. Yep. And there's something really good about the scale staying the same, but you're looking harder and getting leaner each day. But at the end of the day, you can kick some serious butt with good conditioning. And if you don't need a lot of gear to do that, if you already have in a hardener like Masteron, and then you put Winstrol on top of that, like realistically, you should be able to get as nasty, grainy, hard as humanly possible without any Tren in there. So I'm thinking this through. I guess I'd go with T3. I'd probably go with T3 over Tren.
Okay.
Whew,
and I don't get the nasty sides that a lot of people get from Tren. I sleep like a baby, even with higher dose Tren. I don't think I'll go as high in the future as I did this last prep. I experimented, if you will, went with dosages that I hadn't used before, and I really didn't see that benefit. I saw the benefit of the Tren, but I didn't see it as the dosing was going up higher and higher. The ROI really wasn't there. There's no denying it's a great compound.
I'm a DHB fan now too. You know, I really am, after seeing what UC Suma did with it. I had used it twice in the past, once in an off season. The prep that I did use it in at that time was like my best prep to date, and it took me a couple more years before I could like it was a look that haunted me for a couple of years, you know what I mean, conditioning wise. But my big problem with it was the pain from some of the shots. I'm still finding it painful now, but I'm using very little so I can tolerate it. It seems hit or miss, man. That's my only downfall with it, is that potentially painful shots. Do you get that?
Yeah, but if you load enough gear in the barrel with everything else, it kind of goes away. You know what? Mild inflammation. I'm adult shot kind of guy, and it helps because I have narrow shoulders anyway, so it helps with the volume there a little bit. It's not intolerable for me. And remember, I'm doing bilateral shots, so I don't have one delt that's sore. Both of them are sore.
Okay, but
so
it's
actually
half as sore as the other delt would have been.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I don't know if you guys do this or not, but something I typically do is my clients who want to run trend in the off season, I steer them towards DHB. I think there's a lot of parallels as far as, I don't want to, it's not, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying, but there are, and it's not, it's almost like leave the trend for the pre-contest if you're going to use it. I don't want, because what's going to happen is you're going to run it in the off season, then you're going to want to run it prep. So you're running a lot of trend, and DHB is a pretty damn good compound. And that's why, again, I had it in there instead of running the trend, because I wanted to run DHB longer, and I don't like to run trend, and I only use trend acetate. I will not use the other forms of trend.
What about UC Suma's comment here? He says, for argument's sake, could you use time to not to offset not having T3? Meaning, could you use like refeeds or skip loads to boost your thyroid throughout, so that you can obviously then circumvent using T3? I mean, what are your guys' take on that? Is it the same? Can you mimic the same without it?
I don't know if it's the same. I'd almost say both of them are better together because they both feed off of each other. And I'm not a high dose T3 guy. Back in the day, we used to be. That was kind of a message board thing. But 25 microgram, then jump to maybe 40. 37.5, whatever. 50. I kind of cap it at 50. If you got to go above 50, I'll tell you what. Any future clients, if I push you up over 50, I may not outwardly be saying it, but I'm a little like, okay, we need this. We need to get things going. Things are not going well.
Yeah. It's to try to catch up almost, or try to
but a
push
small
ahead.
dose, and I'm a different situation than most. The older demographic, we tend to have more of there's this thing where we can be ready from the front, but we're off from the back. And it's things like T3, even yohimbine, that plays well in situations like that versus, Clen. I always say Clen is like melting butter in a pan when it comes to body fat. Or liquid cardio. It works really well. But for myself and my demographic where, you have that, you're carrying more body fat as you age through your hips to your lower back. So you can be ready from the front. I mean, I'll be ready from the front and then be off arguably 10, 12 pounds from the back. And as I've aged, that's gotten worse. And I see it in the older demographic, especially with competitors. So even if you don't have the lower back just does not fit with everything else. The older you get, you do typically carry more body fat in those areas. And I can't explain why. Obviously, it's hormonal to some degree because I've never had glute. My glutes were just as hard as anything else when I was younger, but I couldn't get to the level of conditioning that I can get to now. So it's just it's an age thing, the shifting of the hormone.
All right. Well, I hope that helps out, guys. If you want to ask questions in the show, just comment on YouTube, comment on the latest episode. We would be happy to take your questions, and that's what we're going to do now is take everybody's questions off the latest episodes, the last ones. All right. if I'm taking 300 tests a week and I'm going to take a low dose of 25 milligrams of VAR daily, do you recommend upping or lowering the test?
I'm sorry, say that first part again.
So he's on just 300 tests a week, and he's going to add in 25 VAR. If he's adding in 25 VAR, should we change anything with the test?
No. Oh, no. Sorry. I thought it was more complex than that.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I thought it was more complex of a question.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're doing good with the cycle, right? Like if you're doing great with 300 and you want to add in an oral, then you just add the oral in. It's not going to change anything. Like he's not going to suffer side effects like, oh, you got to have more test in there now, right? Or anything like that.
Yeah.
So some more tests could be better.
Well, some people are in the school of thought of there's a milligram cap, including oral milligrams. So like if I'm adding 25 milligrams times 7 days a week, what is that? That's 175 milligrams. Do I need to decrease my testosterone by a certain ratio to stay at a certain cap? I've heard that argument from people before, which I don't agree with, is what I'm saying.
Oh, Gabe sent his physique critique for at the end of the show. I texted him or I emailed him before we started. He was from Patreon and he commented and was like, hey, I'd love to get a physique critique. And I said, dude, we're recording right now. If you can get it over right now. And he did. Andrew, what brand of green tea do you use? You mentioned liking green tea.
Oh, dude, tons. I mean, from Bigelow, $2.99 for 20 bags, all the way up to Evan Centopani got me on this one. It's a little bitter for me. Comes in an expensive, what do you call it? A tin.
I do the matcha green tea.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Have you tried that yet?
Yeah, no, I've done that before. I'm not the biggest fan. I like green tea with like lemon or passion flower flavored in it. So honestly, what I do is I go to the Sprouts across the street and I'm like, what's on sale this month? Okay, I'm going to get a few of those. And it all tastes good to me. I like lots of varieties. I do like the Starbucks green tea. The Starbucks ice green tea is incredible.
I never had it. Anytime I go there, I'm getting a cafe Americano. So it's like,
I love those too. Yeah.
That's my thing. I don't want to miss out on that.
It's just pricey though, man. Like we're like, dude, you're giving me half coffee, half water, and you're still charging me $5. Like,
yeah, we do it occasionally on date day. It's like our thing out where we're like, hey, you want to get a coffee today?
Yeah.
Really?
You guys do Nespresso ever?
Nespresso?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the only thing that my wife wants to drink is bourbon. So I'm not a drinker, so I just drink water or a diet. There is going to be no Nespresso or coffee or anything else. It's just not going to happen.
What time does she start in the day?
Usually about, time is it now? What day of the week? No, I'm kidding. She's clearly not an alcoholic, but I mean, she likes brunch on the weekend. Let's put it that way. And I'm like, it's like noon, 1 o'clock.
It's meal 3. Like, what are you doing?
It's the only day that I get to have a few drinks. Right.
When we stayed when we were in Australia, we stayed at like 4 different Airbnbs and 1 hotel, and 3 out of the 4 places had an espresso machine, and they just gave you like all the pods. Dude, I sucked down so much coffee while we were there. I'm like, I gotta take advantage. They're so good, man. Dude. They're so good.
Yeah, they're so good. Yeah.
All right. What about this one? For optimal muscle growth, would you split your GH dose if you're taking 10 IU a day? Sorry, I groaned at that one. I train.
We've never gotten that question before.
1 day off. Lars, I'm sorry. We've talked about this before. Should I do 15 IU on training days and no GH on rest days, or should I take 10 IU every day consistently? Guys.
Andrew and I, we put on the gloves and box this one because you're a bolus guy, right? I only split when I get to 10.
All right, so like one of those little wheel, you get those email pop-ups that's like spin the wheel and you win a prize. Okay, put any combination of that total amount of GH you want into different boxes, spin the wheel, and just do that, because I think at the end of the day, the net result is probably going to be close to the same. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Do that every day as an experiment and then report to us. spin the wheel, take your shots.
Yeah.
And it could be argued too, how do you mix your GH? Is it very concentrated or is it kind of diluted? Because every time you take a shot, you might lose a little bit of that in the hub.
Yeah, but it all evens out if you're using the whole bottle.
Yeah, good point. I always put a little bit of, this is always creeps people out.
I know what you're going to say.
But I put a little bit of air.
Okay, just make sure you get it all.
No one's, apparently it takes like this much to get, and what's that like? That's like 12 inches to kill you in an IV. So if it takes that much in an IV, I'm pretty sure
that much in the
filling a
muscle.
little bit of air in the muscle or sub-Q isn't going to cause any problems, as I shifted in my seat a couple minutes ago so I don't die of a DVT. But anyway.
We'll think about.
I just
if I'm running out, there's not much water left in there. I may, and I know I've got like one shot left. I may put more water in there to make sure, because I hate if it's there's that little bit around the rim that you can't get out, and you're turning the bottle this way. If I just put an extra half mil in there, I'm more likely to get it all out.
How strong do you guys? How strong do you dilute?
I usually do personally 1 mil per 10 IU.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
So I've got some 36 unit bottles right now, and I just put a cc of water in there. So each.
Oh, yours are real concentrated.
They're very concentrated. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm because I'm Serostim. What is that?
It's 1 cc.
18. Yeah.
For
So I go
18 units.
I go 1.8 because I always tell my clients, I'm like, make math easy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That way, every 10 units is a.
Let me touch on something. Okay. And I don't know if you guys get this. There's not a day that goes by that I get a simple math question. And I'm not talking like complex, like mixing these compounds together to equal. No, we're talking like simple physics, simple chemistry. And beyond that, I literally have on my first post on my Instagram a website that does all the peptide math for you.
Oh, is that right?
And I made a post, and I tell clients, and I've told the same people over and over again.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm just like, so you didn't pay attention in chemistry or high school physics at all, because it's literally
or just in math class
or simple math. Yeah, it's kind of mind blowing to me, because it's like you could literally ask ChatGPT, like why are you sending these questions to me? Ask ChatGPT.
I would rather they double check with me, and I would I feel like you're working with me. I'm gonna make sure. I don't want you to mess things up, so I will entertain that, and I'll go through it for them, and I'll even show them. And then once I commit, man, I'm even getting out an insulin syringe, and I'm saying, when you draw up, you're going to do this. You're going to take 10 units. 10 units looks like this.
If it's insulin, yes.
Video.
If it's insulin, yes.
I do it with
sure
everything. I do it with everything. But you know what? I did have one client who, this was not my fault at all, man, but I still felt terrible about it. Just Gen Pop, all right? And this is a couple years ago, semaglutide. She bought some semaglutide. Instead of waiting and talking to me about it, we had discussed how much she was going to take, but we hadn't talked about mixing it or anything. She knew that she was going to take a 0.5 milligram, I think it was. This has been a few years. So she put in 1 milliliter of water, and then since she wanted to take a 0.5 milligram, she took a 0.5 milliliter.
Yeah.
She took 2.5 milligrams and was so sick, unable to eat. She didn't even tell me for like 3 days, and she waited till her check-in. And she's like, I haven't been able to eat. I was throwing up. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you might need to go to the hospital. Probably not at 2.5, but acute pancreatitis, like all the symptoms are pointing to yes, And thankfully she did. She was okay. But, man, I felt terrible about that, even though she did it all on her own,
Yep.
All right. What about this one? Do you think that SLU in the off season would aid in growth, allowing you to eat more food and stay leaner? Or do you think that it's just burning more calories so that you eat more and not really gaining anything?
I see SLU primarily first as a health supplement before a bodybuilding supplement. You know what I'm saying?
With you.
I think anything we can do to improve mitochondrial health due to, let's say me, 42 odd years of eating even clean organic foods, which we know the organic farm's right next to the non-organic farm and the soil
Right.
carryover, right? Just the fact that our food is packaged in plastics, we're microwaving stuff, just all the things we're doing that degrade nutrients, which are going to have a net effect on our at the cellular level and eventually the mitochondria. So first and foremost, I see SLU as a mitochondrial health and a general health supplement. Okay. In terms of the question, I think with that reasoning, if you're keeping your cells healthier, yes, you're able to eat more, and yes, you're going to be able to gain more muscle eventually. I think a healthier body is a better gaining body in terms of muscle mass. So yeah, I think, adding SLU in the off season is definitely a good idea.
Yep.
I'm going to have to
with
go a
you.
little higher on the dosing with the SLU because when I added it, it didn't really do anything. And I had a myriad of other compounds in there. So I have to go back to it when I don't have a lot of other things that I'm taking to be able to get a more accurate read. And I got to take the dose up just to see. So
Right on. Okay. In how long, and I'm with you, by the way, got nothing to add. In how long does EQ start to lower E2 if it does that for you?
man, I'm not sure how fast.
I mean, I guess we would have to look at the rate. Well, it's individual because the rate of individual enzymes that metabolize EQ from the ester, getting it into your bloodstream, and then it's somewhat individual, but I would say 10 to 12 days probably for the majority of people.
Yeah,
And then-
I can't disagree. All I'm thinking is the ester is going to play
Yeah.
a part in it, and with it being a longer ester, it's not going to be rapid. It's
Yeah.
not going to be like an AI would. It's going to
Yeah.
hit right away. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you were to inject Testosterone ester, that's going to have an effect on estrogen within that 4-hour period, right? Because it has no ester. It's test based basically. But looking at something like EQ, it's a longer ester compound. I guess I would stick with my answer, probably somewhere in the 10 to 12 day mark for most people.
can't deny. I can't disagree with that.
And then probably a stronger effect, 5 weeks in, if
Mhm.
depending on what your dose is, it's going to continue to build, right? So,
Absolutely.
and let me ask you guys this. Let's say that you're running a cycle, you've got a client running a cycle with test in EQ, and you have it dosed in such a way that you're not going to use any AI. If you were to go in 3 weeks, I feel that your estrogen levels are probably not going to be like completely stable yet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because everything's still building. How long would you wait to get a read on what your estrogen levels actually are going to be in that cycle?
That's a good question too.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I'm thinking 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
That might not be. It might want to play it safe and go 8. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because how it would be extremely rare for someone to start complaining of estrogen related side effects 3 weeks into the cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's usually, like you said, Skip, 6-7 weeks. Hey, I'm feeling a little different, whatever that may be. So yeah, I would say 6 to 7 weeks is probably a good time frame.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I've gone like 5 because I feel like, we're going to be able to get pretty good info. You know what I mean? And if your estrogen is completely tanked at 5 weeks, it's probably still going to be tanked at 7 or 8. But
Yeah.
I think you're probably right to get an actual, like, accurate, reading. You're probably going to want to go a little bit longer than that. But why not? Oh, yeah. So we were trying to put together remember somebody asked us what's your dream cycle? None of us said Increlex as part of that.
Yeah.
We kind of messed up, I think, guys.
Yeah,
We could
I
have
think
added
that
some
was a
Increlex
mistake, yeah.
because it was free. Free
Yeah.
Increlex, Andrew? Want some free
point.
Increlex?
Yeah. Me and Matt Porter were going to buy like 20K of it years ago.
Oh, God.
One of us backed out. I can't remember why. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know how much Increlex would have positively changed my physique in terms of, was it going to make me a 290 pound, big Rami? No, I don't think so. So I think I always had a very realistic view of what to expect from these compounds and what the most they could do for me in terms of also weighing the risks on long-term health. So I don't know if I probably would still leave it out,
If it was free,
I mean, I'd probably try it for 2
I'm
weeks.
saying, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
come on, Andrew.
Yeah,
I know I would. I'm 55 and I'd take it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to put myself back into 26 through 32-year-old Andrew, who was just all about the gains, which, yeah, I mean, I definitely would have probably.
If it's free Increlex. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. At 26, 32, I still had kids relying on me. Like, if I died, something would happen. That'd be terrible. Now they're all gone. My wife will miss me, but only briefly. She'll be on a beach in Bora Bora with my life insurance cashed out. Be like, yeah, it's too bad that he's gone, but I'm doing okay for myself.
I recently, just in the last week, I was talking to a pro that I don't want to mention his name, but you guys, everybody in the audience would know who he is. And he had used Increlex. Like he dove in, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, I'm going to make the investment. I'm going to run this for real. And it had been a while ago. It was like a couple years back that he had done that. And so I reached out to him. He just came to mind. And I was like, hey, now in hindsight, what was your take on when you had run Increlex? And he said, honestly, man, I don't know. He was like, I got incredible pumps, incredible pumps. And I said, well, I could relate to that I got good pumps from IGF-1 LR3. And he was like, oh no, like it's in a different world than IGF LR3 as far as that goes. He said, but I don't know how much of it really contributed to new muscle gain.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would compare that probably to taking a bottle of Serostim a day. Like when I tell you the pumps, I mean, fresh out of bed, you go to brush your teeth and you're like, holy crap. You look at your arm and you're just going like this, and don't make any jokes about that. You're just going like that.
What? I would have not.
Like what?
Yeah, I would have done that.
You're like, holy crap, my whole delts and biceps,
here.
they look like I just did a full chest arm workout. You know what I mean? Like it's
just from brushing your teeth.
Dude, washing the dishes, you're like, holy crap, this hurts. I'm so pumped right now. Or yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Nothing short of amazing.
No.
I don't think I can run growth anymore, by the way. I've had these weird responses. I don't want to get into it like, big topic, but I tried running it again. I've had a couple kits that I've had, and
you have any right now?
Yeah, it's probably bad. You should send it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
just texting you my address in case you don't have it.
Well, it might come down to that. So I'm on top of the world feeling, like everything's going good. And then I get it in my head. I'm like, I think why don't I just add in that growth? I'm already taking my SS31 every morning. And I get a few days in and I freaking crash, go through my whole thing, And Victoria and I kind of pinpointed, I think this is the third time that I've done that. I think it's something blood sugar related. I'm not sure. I haven't been checking my blood sugar, so I can't say that as a fact, but there's something going on, man. I don't think I can take growth anymore. So there's that.
Well, I just feel bad for your GH. So
it's lonely.
It's generic, Skip. You don't want it.
Oh, good point. Yeah, that's definitely below me. My bad.
Yeah. All right. Another great episode, Scott. Oh, here's what he said. Are you running any test? And I can't say this word on YouTube. I'll say it like this. Another great episode, Scott. Are you running any test with your GH second letter of the alphabet? And if so, what's the ratio?
Are you running?
Like, A, B, C. Wait.
Yeah.
A. My brain is so freaking slow. I'll tell you this. If you could get me that, I would use it.
Would you use it on the show?
No, I wouldn't use it party like recreationally. That I'm telling you, man, I wish I could go back because I'm old enough to be able to buy it at GNC.
Yeah. Oh, I remember it there, dude. I was like 15 though. Had I bought it, that would have been terrible, man.
And I just don't even know how I missed this.
14.
I just don't know how I missed it. And I say that from a sleep standpoint, recovery standpoint, things like that. Now, you know what? Maybe it wouldn't have been as beneficial then when I was younger, but man, in my older age, that sleep and everything else. And then what would have happened is that it would have been this spiral because my wife would have somehow found out how good it should be like, oh, screw the bourbon. I'm just
Well,
going
that's
to
when you
get into
dose her
Skip
up.
stash.
Dose
Yeah.
her up a little bit. You know?
Like, I thought I had more of this than I did.
So
And a
it's
buddy
like,
reached out, said he had some in his refrigerator. He had like a jug of it.
Yeah.
I lived in Colorado and he didn't. I don't want to say where he lived. Don't want to give it away. Let's
But
just
you
say if
do.
he had it now, I could probably drive there. So, it wasn't
So I said,
Michigan.
I responded and I said, I never tried this stuff. And he responded saying, I think you might have misread what I said. Great. Keep up the great content. And then I'm still not putting it together. And then UC Suma said, hey, man, I think that you meant DHB, brother.
Oh,
Big
okay.
difference. Okay.
Yeah. 1-to-1.
Yes.
I've been doing it like a 1-to-1 ratio so far.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you have a ratio with your DHB, Skip?
No, it's not usually as high as test. I mean, like as an example, if I run it, I don't usually run it over. I mean, I'll run it at 300 or 400 milligram, but I don't think I've taken it over 400. I find it to be just a. I mean, I think I was one of the first ones of the three of us. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I kept saying, I'm like,
2009?
I just love this stuff. Like, I don't see it because it came up, I think,
2010.
based on toxicity. What's that?
I ran it in 2010. You want to beat that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used it for years. It was,
But
back
you
in the
weren't
day.
that impressed with it, I don't.
No,
think.
I liked it. I liked it a lot,
okay.
but I didn't
Okay.
like the pain from the shots.
Gotcha.
And so I just
Okay.
never circled back around to it. And it wasn't like super highly available back then either. There was
True.
like one guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, then I think it came up when we started talking about it based on the toxicity. Everybody was, and I'm like, I just don't see this. And I still don't see this.
Okay,
I
me
understand
either.
there are things it can do. You know, everybody has different variables and different things, and we take different things, and you know, we
So
have
here's-
underlying issues, but
Here's what I think that comes down to, Skip. So there were like 2 studies that were done on rats, and in those rats they saw higher inflammation markers. Now, I've had 3 clients that have all tested before they used it, and then tested 6 weeks in, and their inflammation markers were fine. Their liver values were fine, like absolutely fine. UC Suma just finished his contest prep. He had been running it for like at least 3 months, maybe 4 months, 400 milligrams. And guess what? His liver values are in range post contest now.
yeah.
So there's
I
that.
just think
And
it's a great compliment.
CK levels are in range too. They're like everything is good.
Nice.
All right. Was that question about crashing your test? There was a couple other things in here. As someone who's always suffered from poor sleep, I've looked into. I'm looking for some improvements. I got to blow this up. Sorry, give me a second here. There we go. What are your thoughts on high dose melatonin? I know Dante recommended a high dose in the past, and I recently heard Kuba uses the same approach. Thoughts and ideas. As always, thank you all for the free info that you provide. You are invaluable to the bodybuilding community. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the kind words, man.
I don't have sleep problems. This one's kind of not in my wheelhouse. I've
Yeah,
had
you are
clients
ready to
use-
take the GH, second letter of the alphabet right now.
Good point. Yeah, that's a very good. Maybe I'm just upset that I missed that time
Era.
Yeah, that era, that whatever the hell it is, phase. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have sleep. I mean, like I said, I sleep while I'm trying. I don't. My wife gets mad. My latency is like 3 to 5 minutes, if that. She's like, you will be snoring within 5 minutes. So it's probably good that we don't have the same sleep schedule because she wouldn't be able to go to sleep. Before the show, she'd complain. At the hotel, she'd move over to the other bed and I'd wake up and she'd have pillows all over. And I feel bad. But I'm like, what do I do? And is that really helping one bed away? Like, is it not loud over there, but lying next to me in the same bed is the same? I don't know.
Why don't you get her some some earplugs?
You know what
and tell
she
her-
normally does, and
No.
she forgot them. That's why she said, she goes, Ken, I'm not, she does not call me Skip. That
Say Skip.
Yeah,
Skip
it's
Daddy.
definitely Ken. But she's like, don't feel bad. It just, that's how, and I'm like, why was I snoring? Because I don't snore when I'm lean.
Yeah.
So we couldn't figure that out either. But I was snoring that last week, probably from all the food I was eating. But that's another,
How high is the highest you've taken your melatonin, Andrew?
80 milligrams.
Yeah. And did
Yeah.
you build
And that
that
was
up
based-
over time?
No, that was talking to Dante, and then yeah, I think I did it for like a month. I didn't see any difference, honestly. So like currently now, I do 10, 10 orally, and then I think I get another 5 or 10 injectable from this blend of stuff that I use with like GABA and whatnot.
Okay.
My thing is, I think I sleep fine. It's the duration. I only get 4.5, 5 hours just with my schedule now. So
okay,
it's definitely, if there's one major pitfall in my health program, I guess you can say, it's definitely, the lack of sleep. So yeah.
But you have a different protocol for sleep, don't you? Much like my daughter and my son.
In terms of like glycine and stuff like that, or
no, I don't want to throw you under the bus if it's not something you wanted to. So forget it.
Oh no, go ahead.
I thought you.
Was it an herbal?
Yeah.
Compound?
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, that's to help me relax. I use a little bit of THC, yeah, for sure.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys like maybe I should.
Oh, I don't give a shit, dude.
Okay,
no, it's 2025. You know what I mean?
My daughter goes out on the balcony every night. My wife used to bitch at her. She's like, I run this place. You can't be seen out on the balcony.
I could see your wife, because it is technically still legal in the state of Florida, which it just barely missed passing. Honestly, I think it might be a good thing that it didn't get passed legally, because if you look at the research for communities that do pass it, like there's a major downfall, increase in crime, when things are just so lax like that. Yeah. Well, look at any of the places that have legalized like drug use, like Portland and stuff. Like,
I think some of it's different though. Do you know what I mean? Like say like the real heavy stuff in Portland versus like we have legalization here. Is Colorado bad now?
If you were to do like internal real polling of the residents that are taxpayers, they wish they wouldn't have done it, from what I understand.
Huh. I'll have to look into it for Michigan. I haven't seen or heard anything here, but it is recreational here too. But I guess it doesn't answer his question. You did a podcast with Dr. Dean I did a podcast with Dr. Dean St. Mart probably 4 years ago now, called Hacking Sleep with Dr. Dean St. Mart. And we pulled up basically like a thing that he had made and showed like a slide showing all the pathways of how your body ends up with melatonin. And his whole goal is, instead of just giving you melatonin, helping you to improve your own natural production and sustain it through the night. So we talked about the different types of insomnia, having a hard time falling asleep versus having a hard time staying asleep, and why those two things happen. And I found that like just learning that, and I watched it like 3 times after we recorded even, it's helped me a lot to understand the process and understand the benefits of everything we talk about with sleep hygiene and, the light going into your eyes. It's not just a fad. That stuff really is important, and giving yourself the time to relax and basically get rid of the dopamine to give way to the serotonin. But I'm still not going to say don't use melatonin. I found the same thing, man. I found that like 30, I think I got to 30, and it was too much for me. And then get this, I became dependent on it. I ran 30 for like a couple months, and then I was like, I'm just not going to take it. And then I couldn't sleep. I had to I had to step it back down and take 20 and then 15, so that was an issue. But Dr. Dean has a lot of good supplements that he recommends in there. He does make a sleep stack that contains them all, but you can put them all together yourself. I've taken some of them myself, or I've like pulled some of his ideas using things like P5P and L-theanine. I think that there could be a lot of beneficial stuff to that. Certain forms of magnesium are freaking killer, right? For sleep. Do you guys ever mess with magnesium for sleep, Andrew?
Every night. Yeah.
I say I use it too, even though I don't have the sleep issues. So.
What kind do you use?
Glycinate.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a whole program or a whole product that has it's actually a no-name brand off Amazon, because I compare ingredient for ingredient. As long as it's a third-party tested company, it was like half the cost of some of these bigger name companies. But theanine, Rhodolia rozoia, or I can't remember how you say that, 5-HTP, valerian root, melatonin. It's got a few other things too. And then I do glycine. One thing I think, if you could, to really improve your sleep, take like 3 to 5 grams of glycine powder. It's really cheap. Yeah, like I was actually amazed at how much it helped my sleep.
I can drink a Monster.
Elemental magnesium. I use elemental magnesium. I noticed that one's really good.
Yeah.
I can drink a Monster Zero 4 or 5 hours before I go to bed and I can sleep. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't understand. Let me ask you real quick. I know it's not entirely based on this question, but we're talking about sleep. Does smoking, much like drinking would, does smoking negatively impact, REM cycles or deep sleep or anything like that?
I personally have seen no change.
Okay.
I can't speak. I know I did some research at some point, but I also don't abuse it. I literally go outside and I take 2 or 3 puffs out of a pipe.
Gotcha.
Let my dog out at night. You know what I'm saying? It's more of just like a wind down, I put the computer away.
Sure.
Wind it down. Same way someone would have a cocktail at night or a glass of wine, to wind down. It's really, 10 p.m. I take a few puffs, eat my last meal, we get in bed, go to sleep.
I don't care how late I'm getting in bed in the morning. I cannot get off the computer and go straight to bed. I do need about 20 minutes, just sit, whether it's a Netflix 20 minutes, something on my phone.
100%.
I need to wind down. Yeah.
I encourage reading for that. And I know people are like, oh, I'm not going to read I'm telling you,
reading helps me a ton.
If you're already a little tired and you should be going to bed, reading, you'll fall asleep with that book right in your lap.
I've gone back to reading. It's weird. Years. The kids will say when we get together, oh, I remember Daddy had when they were little, he'd have his little stand by the toilet and he'd have 2 or 3 books on it. And that's all he had. I'm like, yeah, prior to social media. And then I had to pay attention when I woke up to, everything that was going on and catch up to the, for the day. But I went back to it.
Blunt Force Tanya says she has, I have about 70 puffs.
I saw that.
And about 3 hours of down regulating. Yeah. I mean, the other thing to tie this all together for optimal sleep is I think you want to try to recreate what's going on outside. So I encourage people to not use overhead lighting and to use more lamp lighting because it's more dim, right? To help with, because your brain senses with your circadian rhythm what's going on with the outside. And you want to try to replicate. It's why you wake up in the morning, the sun comes out. It's why you want to go to sleep at night when it's dark. Set your room temperature, your bedroom temperature to 63 degrees. The body likes right around 62, 63 to fall asleep. Make sure your room is in order. Don't have it be in disarray because subconsciously your brain, just like you ever seen a dog, when a dog is getting in bed, it's moving around and it's moving the covers exactly how it wants it. Part of it is, I guess, it's subconscious looking for snakes or looking for reptiles or things that it wants to that could possibly. Now
I won't sleep well tonight. Thanks.
Well, no, it's
I have a phobia of snakes, so there's that.
It's a built-in. I got a great video for you from my backyard.
No.
But I'm definitely sending it. No, but subconsciously your body wants your sleeping arrangements to be in order so you can relax and check another thing off the list.
All right. With you 100% on that. What is the lowest effective dose of our now famous cycle, test EQ in NPP?
Lowest effective. I mean,
let's say we had somebody who
lame. What is the most effective dose?
Exactly.
All of it. Let's say we had somebody who's intermediate. They're at a point where they can use enough gear to run 3 compounds, but they haven't really taken their test over 600. And I made that up because I have no clue what his situation is.
I'll throw a number out, but I don't like it.
Okay.
400, 300, 300. I don't like it. I want to go 533, but then we go over the 1,000, milestone.
Are we saying that when you walk into the gym after a month, maybe you haven't seen a buddy in a while, and he's like, "Whoa, bro, you blow up. You blew up recently." Like that kind of recognition. You're on a cycle right now. That's the lowest.
Those are the good cycles.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you walk into the gym, it's like, "Whoa,
it's been a while.
What you been doing?" Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you, Skip. I'd
go with
400,
that.
300, 300. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. If I were to go any lower, I'd do maybe 400 test, 300 EQ, and 200 NPP even, for something low.
See, I think if I was going to go lower, I'd just leave out a compound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably would go, I'm looking at like, what, 400, 300?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't take the
500,
3 compounds
400.
and then come down to like 150, 150, or,
There comes a point where,
At the end of the day, does it matter a whole lot? Yeah, probably not. You know what? If I only would have taken 3 compounds with the same milligram dosage as
Hey, Scott, quick question for the next episode. Starting a 16-week cycle, 600 test, 450 EQ, 225 DECA, trying to stay around Andrew's 1:8:4 ratio suggestion from a few episodes back. Andrew, I bet you don't even remember that suggestion.
Been smoking too much weed, man.
I mean, because we're not really like big ratio people, but I feel like people are looking at ratios and they're like, oh, that's the ratio Andrew always goes by,
Look, can I say something real quick? Like, if I'm playing in a client's cycle and helping them out with that, I don't start with a ratio of hard numbers of anything.
Right.
It's like, what's your experience? What do you feel comfortable with? And then the biggest question I ask is, what are the side effects you've had from X, Y, or Z? And then let's maybe think about eliminating the compound that I think causes that. And then let's start with that. And then, okay, so let's just say someone's used in their cycles 1,200 milligrams for their off-season cycles, maybe 700 tests and 500 of something else, right? Okay, we might probably start with that. But again, it's also focusing on, well, I'm going to assume that you probably haven't been paying attention to the nutrition, the training, the supplements, the sleep, all the other things that are going to make you grow better. So I want to get more out of that. And then we're probably going to discuss the drugs. But there's no ratios involved. Like, very rarely is there a ratio involved. If you hear us say ratios in the show, it's just because it's like, oh, Skip said 500. I'm like, yeah, 1-to-1 ratio.
1-to-1. Yeah.
That sounds okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we have this preconceived sheet of, okay, they're going to run this and that. Okay, we need to do exactly this and that. So
I think more and more people are telling people, more and more people on content creators are like throwing out ratios. Like, and I get it. Like, it sounds sexy, man. Like, it does just kind of button everything up. You know what I mean?
I'll say this too. Like, if you have a coach that just gives you ratios, like right out of the bat, I'd be probably second guessing. Same thing if a coach just gives you a pre-made 20-week cycle without the caveat of like, I'm putting these numbers on here because it's kind of a ballpark of what I'm thinking you're going to be at.
Right.
And it's really to let you know what compounds to have ready for this many weeks out so that you're prepared and we're not, hey, let's throw this in. Oh, shoot, I got to get my guy to send it to me. It's going to take 2 weeks. And now we're 2 weeks behind. It's really just, it's a template, not a prescription.
Right.
Yeah. Lightweight Baby says, hey, Scott, I purchased some True Nutrition hydrolyzed beef collagen on your recommendation. How much do you recommend taking per day? From the nutritional facts, one serving is like 30-something grams of protein, much higher than other collagen products. So just from talking to a guy who did all of his PhD research on collagen, he said that 20 grams is pretty much been the best number that they had found and that they've seen in research. And that's kind of what I've seen too. Dante had suggested a full 30 grams, which is the whole scoop. But he also suggested that to me when I had torn my shoulder. So I've kind of leaned into the 20 to more or less save money. And then with an injury, I would push it up to 30. Now, I wouldn't say that this is something where you're going to notice a difference either way. Like, you're not going to notice anything. It's not something where it will change the way you feel or that you'll notice like, oh, my shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. It's just the materials that your body can use to create, new connective tissue.
Would this, the collagen expert that you talked about, would he have said anything maybe... Like, would the dosing be different for, say, a 110-pound female versus, say, a 270-pound or 260-pound male bodybuilder?
That's a great point. No, we didn't get into all that, but I mean, I could imagine that if you were bigger, you might be able to benefit. If you had more connective tissue.
That's what I'm getting at. You have more connective tissue, more muscle tissue that's pulling on that connective tissue, using higher poundages. Would it be more beneficial to supplement a little bit more, or even less are you just wasting some if you're a 115-pound female?
Yeah. And then we had, it could be like a whole podcast, but can you guys do a video talking about your health supplements that you all take?
That'd be a whole podcast.
It would be. Is there anything
That'd
that
be a whole
jumps out
podcast.
to you right now that you're excited about health supplement wise?
No, they're not very exciting things.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's an expense that you're like, well, I'm only doing this so I stay healthier. It's not eliciting an ergogenic benefit. So no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you guys.
We can do an episode on that though.
Yeah.
And then we had a question, and I want to get your opinions too on this. Scott, what are your top 3 guns?
That you own or that you?
I think just top 3 is my guess. Yeah. I don't know. Andrew, what do you think of the Staccato?
Fucking love it, man.
Yeah. It's hard not to, right?
It's to the point where like I want to give away all my other handguns except for like maybe one of my mechanics.
So listen, I got my Staccato, right? And at the time, you didn't know about Staccatos yet. You were buying Striker Fires, and you're like, dude, I got another $400 Striker Fire.
Yes,
and I'm like, why did you do that? Just get us to stop. Don't get a Staccato. You know?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. You know what it is? Because it's an investment. It's and I think I didn't see myself as, I guess, an enthusiast, or maybe I didn't feel like I trained enough to need a firearm, or, like,
yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't as invested as a user,
Yeah. Yeah, I get that for sure. And I feel like, there's never a day that goes by where I've regretted it. It was a more expensive. I don't buy a lot of expensive stuff, and it was expensive. So
yeah,
it was like, you know what? But there's never a day where I've regretted it. And there's been shit in my life where I'm like, fuck, I didn't really need that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of pleasure out of it, so it was worth it to me. So
Agreed.
I'm going to say Staccato, number 1. I am going to say my Geisley Super Duty, number 2, and then I'm going to say number 3, anything B&T pistol caliber carbine, although we can't put super safeties in them yet. They haven't been advanced enough to be able to do that So those are my 3. What do you got for us, Andrew?
Definitely going to go with the Staccato. I'm also going to go with my Wilson Combat AR pistol. I love that gun. I'll go third with I really do like my Mechanic Mete SF. I feel like for a striker fire pistol, it's the trigger is so similar to like my Staccato that I think that's why I love it. So
I hear they're really good. I have never shot a Canic, but I've only heard like awesome things about them, and the price is incredible.
Like,
right?
Put it this way: if you're in the market for like, I would say like a low to mid-level SIG or a Glock, or some of those other like brands that are in that tier price wise, give a Canic a shot. I think you'll be surprised at its functionality.
Fair enough. Skip, what do you got for us? I know you got a couple.
Well, I don't want to say because you guys are like on the advanced level, so you're going to be like,
it's okay.
He carries that. I mean, I have a have a Hellcat RDP, which I really like, and can't carry it because it's like a bazooka. I carry a Kimber 380 Crimson Trace. It's small. I know you laugh because it's a 380, but hollow points they'll still take your soul. So
I want to get a 380.
I can say that without YouTube demonetizing us.
You sure can.
It
Good
also
job.
this yanks my man card right here. It fits into my Gucci bag just fine. And let me tell you something. You see a dude with a Gucci bag, you don't think he's carrying. You will not think he's carrying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm the guy in the room, and the guy with the bag, he cleared the room.
That's a good point.
He eliminated the threat.
All right. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. And of course, leave us questions for the next episode. Comment, tell us what you think. And hey, just personally, if you are a Second Amendment enthusiast too, then I want to know what your top 3 is. And of course, check out truenutrition.com. Use our code ThinkSupplementSource.ca for Canadians. Thank you to everybody from, I asked Gabe to send me a physique critique, and I almost bailed on him, didn't I?
I was going to say that, but I'm like, he's already starting his
I was on a roll,
outro.
man.
I figured you just look at the time. You're like, we'll do it next time. I didn't want to cut you off.
Completely dropped the ball on that. All right. We'll make this real quick, Gabe. We're going to get you up here. Let's see here. Share and screen window. Here he is. All right. So he just competed in Australia.
He competed in Australia?
I think he said Australia. Yeah.
No, he's from the US.
No. This is somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody else from Australia.
He used to work with Viz.
I have another guy. That's right. Who's from Australia.
Yeah, no, he's American.
All right. Yeah, he looked great here, man.
I think the question for him was he going to go classic or stay in bodybuilding?
Yeah.
If I remember, yeah.
Be careful. Be careful when you swipe right. Man.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, his conditioning is always ridiculous. I think he's been in this because I've seen pictures of him at like 10 weeks out, and glutes, lower back are all fully striated, like almost contest condition.
Like that is peeled. Absolutely lights out peeled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot too. His back shots are freaking incredible, huh?
Yeah, no, his detail is on another level. Looks like he did juniors.
Let's see if I can try to blow these up as we go a little bit.
Jeez.
There we go.
Yeah, condition is second to none. I think he's definitely been the most conditioned guy in every show that I've seen him in. For him, I think it's really, you just got to fill out the tissue. You got to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what probably his feedback has always been, like wear all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know this strikes me. Now looking when he's in a pose, the arms don't strike me as a weakness, but immediately on that, whether it be the back shot or there was another one, I thought when his arms are down by his side, they look thin. But in pose, they look great. The shape,
Yeah.
Conditioning obviously is great, but the shape, it's just, you're right, Andrew. This is just a matter of adding balanced tissue.
More of
this
that.
Could be a really insaner physique than what it is right now. I just made that one.
It's good.
Yeah.
My understanding is that he can't get fat. Like he just
okay.
doesn't it's very hard for him to put on size. Like he just can't.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look
I've seen
at
pictures,
that.
like I said. Yeah,
Holy crap.
No waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that bigger real quick. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, his freaking waist is insane, dude. Look at the striations, faint striations through his pecs.
Yep.
If he were to flex, he's not even flexing them hard. If he were, they would all striate hard. But like you're still seeing lines in them when they're just like kind of flexed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised with his shoulder width, and his back is so good that he can have his elbows that low. You know what I mean? It's almost like if he, and I don't know, I'm just saying,
if he brings them up more.
Yeah, I wonder what that would look like. Now, it may not look better, but that's what's going through my brain because I'm just thinking, how do you get your elbows that low?
He looks like he's missing some bones down in his torso. I don't know which ones, ribs or something, but
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
intestine is only about 4 foot long.
He's missing an organ. He's got to be.
Go back to some of those full body shots again, like the hotel room. Yeah, maybe. Go back to the one with, I think there's 4 pictures in there.
All right.
Yeah, let's go on one of those. Blow that up a little bit. So the knees being so far out wide in the front shots.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a little distracting to me. It basically kind of plays on taking away from his shape in a sense. And it tells me you just got to build a bigger set of legs. You got to have more quad sweep, more adductors. That's one thing, and I've been a stickler on it. All my clients are probably sick of me. Like, stop pushing your knees out so much. It's exposing that you need to put on more muscle. Same thing with like figure athletes too. Like when they're kind of squatting a little bit, it's like, no, stay big, stay tall.
And he's not tall, right?
I don't think he's the shortest guy in the world either, though.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think he might be a light heavy. Okay. Any info? Is there any info in the email?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's to turn pro. I think he's got to be a top end heavyweight. I think, assuming this is like him making the light heavies, he's got to he's got to put on like 15 to 20. Here's the other thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's also a doctor. He just graduated medical school recently, so he's obviously been spending a lot of mental energy on that, and maybe bodybuilding is going to become a little easier for him now that he probably has a career path and isn't studying as much.
Yeah.
So
You write his own test scripts too. That'll help.
That's where we go every time.
Little Deca,
right?
little Anavar now. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, he looks
exactly.
fantastic though. He looks fantastic.
My daughter graduates with her DNP in May, and I couldn't resist. I'm like, "Can you write prescriptions? Or can you?" She's like, "You would go there, wouldn't you?" Oh yeah,
Like I didn't fucking put you through school for nothing.
exactly. And how the hell you think you got through school?
Yeah.
I've
There's
got
that.
one more that I wanted to show you guys, and this is just a follow-up from a physique critique. So he said, he's got, I sent you pics about 6 weeks out from the show. I just competed this weekend in Perth, Australia. I came 3rd overall, classic open, 2nd heavyweight open bodybuilder, 24 years old. He weighs 216 pounds. He's 5'11 and a half. Potentially could have gotten 2nd in bodybuilding, but my nerves and sweating on stage got the best of me and ruined my look in that round, unfortunately. Here are some stage pics and some comparisons to the last show. The final 2 photos were my last show in 2023 at 90 kilograms versus 98.2 kilograms now. Thanks, Scott. Keep up the amazing work with the boys on the podcast. Let's see. All right. He says, next show is Pro Card Opportunity in 2 weeks. And that is actually happening. That might have already happened.
It was
He sent me
this last weekend. It was this past weekend.
Yeah. I was going to say, he sent me this on the 13th of September.
Australia has 2 seasons. They have season A and season B, where they have their local shows a couple weeks before the regional shows, and then they have their pro qualifier. So it's kind of like all their season shows are in a 3 to 5 week period, and then they shut down for 5 months, and then they do it again for season B. And this was season B.
I remember this guy now. Here he is. Let's see. Yeah, he looks good. He looks good.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit more. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Got some good abs in that shot.
Yeah, great ab wall.
Nice twisting shot.
Only thing I can see is I want to see the legs a little bit harder.
Okay.
He got 3rd overall, said?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
Could he twist that the leg, not the leg he's standing on, but the other one? Could he twist that leg out just a little bit?
Show a little bit more sartorius and development. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might add a little more sweep too.
That's what I'm wondering, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
Back shot.
Yeah, bring that one in. How old is he?
I could see maybe a little drier from the back if I were trying to critique him, you know, if it like upper body specifically, lower body is looking a little bit harder than the upper. Maybe is it a water thing? I wonder, you know.
Well, it's funny. The lower body looks harder from the back, and the upper body looks harder from the front.
Yeah,
he looks
that's
very
a good shot.
That's a nice shot on him right there. It's a very subtle shot too, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anybody in the world weren't into lifting weights and they wanted to get into it, anybody could say like, I want to look like this when I'm done.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
great shape to the pecs too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Okay.
All right. Here's where let's see, get some comparisons going here.
So I'd have him 2nd out of this lineup.
Man, I was thinking the same, but you know, it's a picture. It's one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would too, now that you mention it. So this guy, apparently, it looks like they gave him 2nd is what we're guessing.
Lame. I'm just
Could have
kidding.
gotten moved. Yeah, I guess
I'm just kidding.
This is just a big dude. Look at the arms on this guy in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that guy was clear winner. Is he getting a little bit away from the classic and looking a little bodybuilder?
Right.
You think?
Right.
You think?
Sure. But he made the height and weight chart, and
he pulled a vacuum.
he pulls a vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still say I would have. I can't remember what his name is, but I'd have him in 2nd place here. Do we have a back shot?
Let's see. We keep rolling here. See what else we got. Oh, look at that side shot on him.
Yeah, I think I'd still have him winning. Getting 2nd in this shot. I do like the big guy though. You know.
Yeah, the
How
big
did
guy
they-
up top looks good. I would say I like his lower body better than the
Yeah.
big guys here.
Got better
Yeah,
detail.
that angle, I agree.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, that big dude's back is freaking solid. You know?
You know what? He might have fallen victim to being next to the big guy who has a good back.
Yeah, you got to wonder,
I wonder because I'm looking at his back compared to this guy over here. I feel like he's got him, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe just a little bit of tweaking the posing in the lower body might help him out. Like that right leg looks a little too straight. Maybe
Okay, yeah.
pushing the knee out just a little bit, creating a little more aesthetics. But I'm not moving. I think I still have him in second place in this show. You know,
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of the glutes and hips on the guy in the center, but that's just
Yep.
me.
Yeah. Not as conditioned in the center, but
No.
he's got that size.
well,
and
because he's not
shape
tucking.
working
He's not
for him.
tucking the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just aesthetically, to me, it doesn't look as pleasing, but
I definitely say
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he got robbed, but like from these pictures,
Oh, he should have beat this dude. Look at that.
I think he's got the best ab thigh up there.
No offense to this guy, because I'm going to say this guy has a really nice physique too. And he's got really, I don't see it as much in this shot, but I feel like this guy has really nice shape.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering if, what would be the reasoning? Did that have something to do with it? But I'm with you, man.
I wonder how close that was, second and third.
I wonder.
It's probably a 8-7 or something, or
Yeah,
8.
exactly.
Yeah. I like his classic shot better too. So,
Yeah.
okay.
This guy does have some cool stuff going on. Look how billowy that lad is on him over here. There we go.
Great lower body conditioning.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks incredible though. Looks really good.
Solid physique. Third place, you're right there. Just, next year will probably be your year. Just treat every day like your contest prep this year and put on a little bit. Oh, he said he put on 8 kilos, right? Which is about 20 pounds from his last show. That's amazing.
In 2023. So
yeah, that's amazing. You even do half of that in a year, and
yeah.
you're going to be in that winner's circle. So just keep at it.
And let that be a lesson too, to maybe some people who haven't competed and they're thinking they want to. That's a huge amount of weight, but he didn't step on stage again in 2024. He waited a year to bring this look, very well worth it.
Very much so.
All right. I think we already did our outro. We're done. That's it. For another
I don't
episode
think
of the
anybody's
podcast.
watching because of the outro. There's that.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.